Welcome back. This is session 3. This is Mrs. Graham.
Miss Spencer.
We hope that you all have been learning from our sessions that we've been having. Haven't gotten a lot of questions, but you guys are doing well. We encourage you to keep doing what it is that you're doing. When you need help, email us. But overall, just keep giving it your best. We're going to go over our do's and don'ts again. Ms. Spencer?
Do's and don'ts. Okay, sorry. I lost my train of thought. Again, you guys just continue to remain respectful. You guys have been doing a really, really good job of that. So we really just want to keep that up. Please, 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 if you don't have nothing nice to say, just don't put it. It's not meant to be put on a school platform.
Alrighty, let's hop into it. Welcome back. This is session 3. We're still on genetic variation and survival. All right, let's move forward.
Okay, so the objectives for this week. Students will be able to understand how organisms adapt to their environment to survive, increase vocabulary, understanding of the following terms: population, survival, and adaptation, and identify the 2 types of adaptation.
All right, that's 2 types. 2 types. Not 1, but 2. Y'all know that's my favorite number. 2 types. So the warm-up is, we figured we would go with, since we're in the quarantine, what is a pandemic? So you guys should know this because we briefly went over this while we were out during the early part of March. So what is a pandemic? Question 2, what has changed since you've been home? And question 3, why did you have to make these changes? What is a pandemic? What has changed since you've been home? Oops. And why did you have to make these changes? We want you to go ahead and answer your warm up for today. And note per Miss Spencer, we'll get through this. We love to hear from you. We want to see what's been going on in your households. How have you been affected? All right. Moving forward. Okay, so we're going to have a discussion. This is our debate time. Debate, 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 debate. You see Patrick? He thinking. SpongeBob thinking. We thinking. All right. So put your thinking caps on. The directions to this debate, you need to pay very careful attention to this. These directions will also be on your assignments in Google Classroom. I know last time we had a debate, there wasn't too many instructions for you to follow, so you knew how to respond to your peers. But this time I got y'all. So the directions are, to the right, there is a question you must answer in Google Classroom. Once you have submitted your answer, find a peer whose answer you disagree with and tell why you disagree. There is a little smiling face in the right-hand corner. Click the face. It will take you to your classmates' responses, okay? So this is what you need to do after you respond. Ms. Spencer?
Okay, and your question is, what are some things you have to do to ensure your survival during the winter months? So what are some things that you do yourself to ensure that you're able to survive the winter?
All right. Head to Google Classroom and go knock that out. And we'll be right here waiting. Pause your video. We'll be right here waiting. So, we're going to take a break because we have a lot of writing this session. During your break, we encourage you to play your Legends of Learning games that will also be in Google Classroom. So, we hope that you enjoy your games and that you're actually learning from your games as well. Anything you want to say about that, Miss Spencer?
besides, again, reiterating what you said, you guys actually learn from the game. Don't just play it and skip through it so you can get the grade. Like, take advantage of the fact that we're giving you guys games to play, to learn, instead of a whole bunch of book work.
Right on, right on. All right, moving forward. Complete the T-chart in Google Classroom. The topic is adaptation. So, on your left-hand side, it says, what do you know about adaptation? I want you to try to list 3 things you know about the word adaptation. 3 things you know about adaptation, okay? Don't look it up in Google. We want you to try and put on prior knowledge. If you don't know 3 things, but you know 1, give me a good solid 1. But I want you to try for 3. What do you want to know about adaptations is on your right-hand side. Try to list at least, that should say 3 things too. My bad. Y'all know I'm bad at this. Try to list at least 3 things on this side. Definitely list 3 things. So 3 things you want to know and 3 things you might already know. Okay? Let's move forward. Miss
All right. Here's another question for you all to answer. How do certain structures and behaviors help organisms survive? So take a second and think about that.
Just think about it. You don't have to answer it just yet, but we want you to think about it. You don't have to answer this question just yet. By the time this lesson is over, you should be able to answer this question. Okay? Let's take notes. Get your pens, your pencils. If you did not already have so, we give you time. Tick, 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 tick. It's like I'm just joking. You can pause the video. So let's rewind to last week's vocabulary. Population. A population is a group of the same kind of organisms living together in a particular area. Okay? That means that they all live together in the same area. Okay? Next was my little meme. Bikini Bottom population. What is the population? It says Bikini Bottom population 38. So that means it was 38 people in Bikini Bottom, or 38 species in Bikini Bottom. Aha. Next.
Survival. So survival is the practice of continuing to live. And here's another little picture of these guys camping, and he's not practicing the right way to live, because if you in the woods and you eating, you just need to eat whatever it is
that's available. He's literally spitting out whatever it is that he's been into.
We know who was hungry.
Right. Okay, let's take a look at a particular population. One of my favorites, it's polar bears. So, polar bears normally live in what type of environment, Miss Spencer? Cold. Extreme cold. Notice that it's snow on the ground. It's icy where the water is. And look at the color of them. Why do you think that they're white? I'll tell you. Because when they're trying to hunt in the ice or the snow, they need to be able to blend in with their surroundings. Okay, so they have to be what color? Color snow. White. And then they need long claws for when they go fishing, right? So they can rip open whatever it is that they're getting into. You see the little ones in the middle? They digging a hole. I have no clue why they're digging a hole, but they're digging a hole. They're probably fishing. It's probably ice and water under there. But that's just some things that we wanted to bring your attention to. This is a little population. Okay? Next. All right, for those that need it, we are granting you another break. So, if you need to go pause the video, use the restroom, you need to feed your baby's siblings, or you need to get something to eat, go ahead. At this time, this is your break. Pause your video. We'll still be here. Moving forward. Adaptation. We are back to taking notes, okay? Make sure you are writing these things down on the slides that we're going over. So adaptation, that should be your topic. So, I know this looks like a lot, but it's okay. You can pause the video so that you can make sure you get everything down. So let's start with the definition of adaptation. Adaptation is the process which enables organisms to adjust to their environment in order to ensure survival. The root word to adaptation is voila, adapt. Adapt means to adjust to new conditions. For example, we've been quarantined. Those are new conditions for us, okay? So how have you adapted to the new conditions? That was just commercial break. Adaptations are a result of evolution. Evolution is a change in a species over long periods of time. Examples of adaptations is some organisms develop odors, we have migration, there's also nesting processes, hibernation, protection, instinct, and camouflage. I know y'all trying to figure out where all these random words are coming from, but I'm quite sure you've heard of hibernation. You know what hibernation is. And you've heard of migration. And I'm quite sure you are familiar with camouflage and instinct. Keep those things in your mind. Oh, and protection. That's self-explanatory. Okay? Moving forward. Remember, if you need time to pause the video so that you can take all your notes that you need from off of the slides.
Okay, adaptation. There are several types of adaptation, but we are going to focus on just two.
Two we're focusing on are behavior and structure. Say it with me. Behavior and structure. All right. So, I'm going to tackle behavior. Behavioral adaptations is the actions of an organism that enables them to survive their environment. What does that mean, Ms. Graham? I don't understand. Those are big words. I got you. This means how the animal acts or behaves. You also know this as using the word instinct, what they do naturally, okay? The purpose of these things is to survive. These natural instincts that they have, they use to ensure their survival, okay? And once again, for behavioral, I had a whole blank. Behavioral adaptations, the examples are hibernation. We know that certain animals hibernate during the winter naturally. Nesting, that's natural. That's where they make their homes. That's somewhere where they need to live. Spinning webs, we know that spiders spin webs naturally. Shooting or spraying toxins, that's something that they do to defend themselves. That's a behavior. And migration, that's also a behavior.
All right. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So you have the hibernation. That's when they take long let's call it long naps. They're not really sleeping. Well, yeah, they're sleeping, but long naps. And like I said, nesting, that's how they build their houses, where they make their living at, and where they lay their eggs or where they have their young. And migration, when they move from place to place, they move from places to different places for reasons. It could be because they are in need of new food supply. That's a behavior. You know you need food to survive, so therefore we're going to move so that we can have access to more food. These are behaviors. Okay? Go ahead, Miss Spencer.
Alright, I got structure. So, structure is the physical features of an organism that enables them to survive in the environment. So, their structure is what allows them to survive. So, if you use a polar bear, their white fur is what kind of allows them to survive in the cold. One, it keeps them warm, and it also allows them to protect themselves and hide from predators. This refers to how an organism looks and our structure with specific features. The purpose is to survive. And examples of that would be thorns, quills, spines, feet, claws, teeth, beak, fur, color, tail, camouflage, sounds, and the sounds they make.
All these things work together to ensure the survival of organisms. We're not just talking about animals, this goes for humans as well. Different organisms have different types of adaptations. Okay? Let's move forward. So, let's compare these two. They're both foxes. On the left, you have a desert fox. On the right, you have an Arctic fox. I'll take the Arctic fox. Like the polar bear, the Arctic fox has a lot of fur. Like we just discussed, they need the fur in order to keep them warm so they don't freeze in the environment that they live in, because they live in severe cold weather. Notice the word Arctic. That means they are in a certain region of the world, okay? They need to be white so that they can protect themselves. They need to be able to blend in with their surroundings, which is predominantly white snow. They are able to camouflage themselves in with the snow, not just only so that they can hunt their prey and that their prey won't suspect them, but also so that they can hide from other predators. And the desert fox, notice he's a lot smaller. He doesn't have as much hair. Why do you think that is? It's what in the desert? Hot. So he needs to be able to what? Maintain a decent temperature so that he can survive. He does not want to overheat. Okay? He's also a tannish dark brown color. He's tan in the front and dark brown on the top. Why? Because he needs to be able to blend in with the dust and the sand in the areas and the caves that they live in. Okay? Alrighty. Let's move forward. So, we at the end, guys. What we like to do at the end. Wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up. So, what is adaptation? Adaptation is the process which enables organisms to adjust to their environment. What does that mean? It helps them adjust to help them survive so that they're not overpowered by where they live. Okay? Ms. Spencer.
All right. What are the two types of adaptation? The two types are behavior and structure.
Explain in detail the two types of adaptations. Gladly. Behavior is how the organisms act in order to survive. And structure is how the organisms are built in order to survive. Okay? What is the purpose of these adaptations, Miss Spencer?
Okay, so the purpose of the adaptation is for survival.
They can't survive without these adjustments that they need to make in order to be in the environments that they live in. Okay? What is adaptation a result of? Adaptation is a result of evolution. Miss Spencer, what is the root word of evolution?
The root word of evolution?
Mm-hmm.
Evolve.
Evolve. You guys know what it means to evolve. And the last question, but nevertheless, what is evolution? Evolution is a change in the species over time, meaning certain species change due to the conditions that they live in. It could be a food source that they need to change that causes them to change. It could be the environment that causes them to change. I got a bonus question that we're gonna put on Facebook. Wrong one. On Google Classroom. I'm gonna save my bonus question. But let's go back to what the focus question is for the lesson. How do certain structures and behaviors help organisms survive? You should be able to answer this about any organism of your choice now. So just to briefly talk about your classwork that you'll be doing, you will have a classwork where you have to do a brief research project. You have to research 3 different organisms, and you must tell us 3 different behavioral adaptations they have and 3 different structural adaptations they have. 3 different organisms and 3 answers per organism. Okay? And you will have another assignment where you must answer your ding 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 focus question. You're going to answer the focus question and give evidence to support your answer. Nothing hard. Miss Spencer, you want to say anything before we end?
If you guys need help, please do not wait till the last minute to ask for help. So go look at your assignments today. Like after you watch this presentation, even if you don't complete the assignment, just look at them, go over them, so that if you have any questions, you can ask us ahead of time and not wait till the last minute.
So I'll also say this. So if we're noticing that multiple students are having the same question on one in particular assignment, we'll do a Google Meet during the noon to 1 p.m. time frame, and we'll let you guys know. We'll put it on your streams in the classrooms. That is your time to come and ask us any questions that you have, even if it is not pertaining to the lesson that we just covered. Any questions that you have that pertain to any assignment or anything that you need help understanding, that is your time to advocate for yourself that you are in need of help. Do not wait till the last minute before it's due. For example, like 5 p.m. on a Friday afternoon, because you know that your assignment is due at 11:59. Okay? And if you turn your assignments in late, then that means you need to make a scheduled time to have a Google Meet if you need help. Because that's only fair to not just myself and Miss Spencer, but to everybody else who actually spent time to complete their assignments. You must make the effort to set up a time frame for your Google Meet to get help if you turning in your assignments late. Other than that, we hope you guys enjoyed your lesson for the day. You get your lesson and your work on today. which will be Wednesday, and it's due Friday at 11:59 p.m. Okay? If we feel the need that we need to extend the classwork, we will. But otherwise, everything is due when, Miss Spencer?
Friday by 11:59 p.m.
Alrighty. So we're signing off. We'll hear from you guys and see you guys later.
All right. Adios.
Bye, amigos.